Hi.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. So, I first just want to thank you so much for coming in to talk today. I think that's a huge step to take. I know it can be a little maybe intimidating or something, but we're here for the student, and I think that really says a lot of you that you were able to come today.
Well,
So,
thank you.
yeah. I also just wanted to make sure we're here to work as a team. We're gonna bounce each other's ideas off of each other and brainstorm, and it's all for the good of the student. And I just want to make sure you know that we have this level playing field, and we're gonna work on this together. So
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I feel much better.
Yeah, good. So, what can I help you with today?
Well, it's just Ashley, and I know you've heard a little bit about her, but I don't know. She's just, she's almost, she's absent so much.
Mm-hmm.
But then when she is here, it's just, I feel like my whole classroom dynamic is just off.
Really?
The students, I feel like the students are off. I feel like I'm off. She's just loud and disrespectful, honestly, and I feel like there's like this tension, and people are always keeping an eye on her, and it's just really frustrating. She rarely does her work and just doesn't do what I say, and it's just extremely frustrating.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're a bit agitated because
Yes.
when she finally makes it to school,
Yes.
in your class, she's just not really paying much attention to the assignments, and she's talking and wandering around the room.
Right. She's just, that's exactly it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. I mean, can you tell me, just so we both have a good understanding, can you tell me a situation that recently happened, pretty specific, maybe in the past week or so, where Ashley was kind of exhibiting this type of behavior?
Yeah. Just the other day, I was trying to teach a lesson, and as soon as I got the class quiet and started teaching, she just started talking to one of her friends across the room, and it was just blatantly loud, not even trying to hide it. Sometimes you see those side conversations, and you're like,
Right.
it is what it is. But just yelling across to her friend about what happened this morning, and it had nothing to do with what we were talking about, and that's just not allowed in my class. That's not allowed in any class.
Yeah.
And she just seemed to not care, or had no concern, or didn't, it was just, and then I try to redirect her, and it's just, doesn't work.
Yeah. So in that moment when she was talking to other friends, how did you kind of go in and redirect her, I guess, in that instance?
I almost didn't even know what to do, because I tried to once, Ashley, please stop. And she just kind of looked at me and rolled her eyes, and then started talking to the boy next to her, and then just completely ignored me the rest of the lesson, and then would say things to people, and hey, your shirt, just things that you're just what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I almost just didn't even, after the first redirection, after a couple of redirections, I just didn't even know what to do.
Yeah. That's understandable. That's a difficult situation for sure, and a little bit distracting, I would say.
Yeah, it was very distracting.
Yeah. So yeah, that's great. Not a great situation, but thanks for bringing that to my attention. And just to be even more clear, is there another situation that's kind of similar that recently happened? Just that you could tell me, I guess, so to give me a little more information about Ashley.
Oh, well, then another time we, did my lesson, and we've been working on this project for a while, and so the kids have work time, and it's a silent atmosphere, and as soon as we started, she just got up and walked over and started talking to her friend, just completely without any sort of hesitation. I brought her back to her seat, tried to help her, she ignored me. So then I walked away and started tapping her pencil and started stomping her feet and talking to the boy next to her, just purposefully making noise. And so I would try to go over and help her with the project, because I know she's gone all the time, so I know she's behind, so I tried to help her, and then she just wouldn't even work.
So she kind of seemed a little unfocused again, and she just was again ignoring what you were saying.
Yeah, it was extremely frustrating and irritating, and I just didn't know what to do. So I'm glad that you're here working with me because I feel like I have like used all of my resources.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm glad you're here, and thank you for explaining those two situations to me. That really helps me to better understand what's going on. So those issues seem pretty similar, so I think we definitely need to hone in on that specifically. But there are four different purposes or goals of these kind of misbehaviors, I guess. And so, since I feel like you really know Ashley best, between the two of us, I would like to kind of go through these with you and have you kind of pick out what you think the goal of her behavior might be.
Okay.
So, one of the first one I guess would be power. So, do you feel like she's trying to gain control? That she wants to, I don't know, kind of an increase in behavior, and she kind of wants to be in control, even over you at times.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but I wouldn't say that's probably her main goal.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I don't think it's necessarily power.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Another one is revenge. So I guess, do you see that she's seeking revenge with you or another student? Do you?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't think there's any sort of revenge or hate or anything like that for us. So I wouldn't think it would be revenge.
Okay. And then another one would be feelings of inadequacy. So do you think she might feel incapable of getting some of her work done? I know you gave that one example of her not doing work, so I don't know what you were thinking about that.
You know, she used to be really awesome in my class. At the beginning of the year, she did her work. She was on it. I almost thought she's too advanced for this class. Like, maybe she should be. I was like, why did they place her in this class? She's totally more capable. But now that I'm seeing some of these other behaviors, it's frustrating because I'm like, you are smart. You know, like, you can do it. You just don't apply yourself. So I don't think it's that she feels like she can't.
Okay. That's interesting, though.
Yeah.
That is the case. And then the last would be attention. So do you feel like Ashley wants all eyes on her, and when all eyes are not on her, she wants to make noise, she wants to do something so that you are paying attention to her or the other students?
Yes, because that's why I was like, it's almost power, but it was like, I almost said it's almost like attention, because that's exactly it. It's like, as soon as I started teaching, like, the student's attention was on me, she needed to do something to get the attention back on her, or there's even times where, like, my attention is on other students, like, I'm helping them with an assignment, and that's when all of a sudden she'll be like, I need help.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, like, you didn't when I was just over there a minute ago. But now I'm thinking it's just that she's seeking attention.
Yeah, that is interesting too. But it definitely sounds like attention. I mean, it sounds like she wants yours or other classmates' attention. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So I guess kind of moving forward, what would be a goal that you have for Ashley that you could kind of implement now? I mean, we'll brainstorm in a minute, but just what would you like to see in your classroom with her?
I would just like for her to be able to work without distracting others.
Yeah.
And listen to, just not be distracting. It just seems so silly because it's so simple almost, but I just want her to be able to sit and listen to my lesson and then complete the work that I asked her to do.
Yeah. Well, that's a great goal. Thanks for sharing that, and I think we can definitely figure out some steps to get there. So, kind of moving on to different solutions, let's just kind of together brainstorm some ways that maybe for you to be able to react differently in those situations with Ashley where she is wandering around the room or being noisy, because I know that you have kind of tried calling her out in class a couple times, and that just hasn't seemed to be super effective in the classroom. So Can you think of any other ways, any strategies that you could use with Ashley?
I don't know. I feel like I've like tried every like thing in my back pocket, but part of me is like, does she need a mentor, someone she can connect with? But then I'm like, I don't know how that would necessarily help in my classroom. And then part of me is like, do I let her like work with a buddy? And that kind of lets her like, I don't want to say win, but then like that person's distracted and she can't do the work.
Yeah.
So it's not like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Those, that's a good idea, but have you tried like moving her kind of like trying a new seating chart or something like that, maybe putting her around less students or maybe a couple or.
I thought about that, but then I almost worry she'll be like in the back, like tapping on the wall or almost like, look at me back here all by myself.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know her best, and that might not be work either. Have you tried some kind of like a reward system? I know that you said she, when you give a lengthy assignment, she seems to be getting up still, distracting neighbors even. Like, have you tried, if you give a 20-minute assignment, kind of doing some intervals of like, okay, you worked for this long, and then
I like that.
implementing something.
She really likes to draw. She's always like doodling and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe like I could let her work for 5 minutes, and if she does like a solid work time, then she could draw for a minute.
Yeah.
And then she does another solid like 5 minutes of work, then she could draw for a minute.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I think that's an excellent idea. Do you think that's something that would work with Ashley?
I think so. I think just giving her maybe like 20 minutes of work is just too much for her, and then she needs smaller, chunks with a goal at the end.
Yeah, and then, even implementing that might make her feel like she's kind of getting that attention from you.
Yeah.
Like you're working with her specifically on this, and you guys are going to figure it out together. And I think that might help with the attention issue we're kind of seeing. Yeah. So, I think doing this with Ashley is great. And do you think you would be able to start implementing that now?
I think so. Yeah, I have her, later today, and I think that's something, especially since I'd like pull her aside and like talk to her about it.
Right.
Like it would really give her that like, ooh. And then as I'm working, ooh, you get your 1 minute. Like she's getting so much of my attention, but it's an easy way for me to, like I'm giving her attention, but not too much attention.
Yeah. So it's almost kind of even giving her some praise for working for so long. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that is great. So, just to kind of review, just tell me specifically next class what you're going to do with Ashley. Maybe what you're going to say to her, and what will that look like?
I think I'll just be like, Ashley, just you're so smart, and I know you're capable of doing the work in here. Kind of give her some praise.
Yeah.
And I'll just say, I'd really love to see your work. And I know how much you love to draw and how great you are at drawing. So I'd love to see that you can work for 5 minutes, and then if you work for that 5 minutes, solid hard work time, then you can have a minute to draw.
Yeah.
And like that.
Yeah. That sounds like a great plan, and I hope that she really benefits from this. I think it's important to kind of note that, with trying something new, the behaviors might get worse before they get better. It might take a few days, but I definitely think within a few days you should be able to tell a difference. Is there a time that you would like to meet, that you're able to meet, that we could discuss kind of what's working, what's not?
Could we do like Tuesday morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tuesday morning, I will make time, clear my schedule for that, because this is very important, and I want Ashley to be successful. I want you and your other classmates to be successful. So, yeah, we can definitely make that work. But again, I really want to thank you for coming in. I just think this is a huge step that
Thank
you know some people don't make, and I think you know, but I think like working as a team is important, and we were able to do that. So I'm really curious how this is going to play out, and wish you the best. We will talk next Tuesday.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.